friends, it's Katie Steinberg here again with this week's message from Missing Peace. I want to share with you that this past week we were journaling together. It's one of our spiritual expressions, and I will share the message with you shortly. And want to let you know that this week coming up, this Sunday, the 4th, we are doing soccer at the park at Central Park together. So love to invite you to come for that. And the following week, the 11th, you'll have to tune in and check out our Facebook page or our Instagram, or sign up for our text alerts by texting PEACE to 33222 to find out about that event and others that are coming your way from Missing Peace. But without further ado, here is this week's message. Often when we come together for a spiritual expression, I'll research some of the scientific or more cerebral implications of the spiritual exercise. In this way, I hope to make a case for your mind to hang on in what could otherwise be a little woo-woo, ethereal, out there, otherworldly, in the clouds, whatever you might call it. So true to form, here is some of the argument the secular world makes for journaling. A Forbes magazine article finds that expressive writing can have a healing impact. Medical patients report a decrease in their symptoms when they write about their stresses, and especially when their writing enables them to take a fresh perspective on those challenges. So simply by writing things down, we can reshape how we view our circumstances. The article goes on to say, our language expresses our realities, but can also help to shape fresh realities. In a way, our words shape our world. I can't help but recall the ancient Hebrew poetry recounting creation in the book of Genesis. It says that God speaks, and the world is, and it is good. Now, we're not God, only created in God's image, but it would appear that science agrees with the power to speak our reality, create it from the words we use to describe it. Journals make our self-talk concrete. They are ways of structuring our conversations with ourselves and can become psychological mirrors, showing us who we are and what we are capable of becoming. This gives us a chance to counsel ourselves and can bring hope when in doubt. A quote from Franz Kafka says, "In the diary you find proof that in situations which today would seem unbearable, you lived, looked around, and wrote down observations. That this right hand moved as it does today, when we may be wiser because we are able to look back upon our former condition, and for that very reason have got to admit the courage of our earlier striving in which we persisted, even in sheer ignorance." And there's much, much more out there about the benefits of gratitude journaling, learnings outcome journaling, consistent journaling, etc., etc., etc. I hope that this will encourage our cynical minds to open to our soft, warm center that craves this kind of interaction. There's so little space in our lives for this kind of self-explorative, beneficial mindfulness. And I don't want our outcome-seeking, logical minds to stop us from realizing these benefits. Our feet are firmly on the ground. Let's see what happens when we release ourselves for a while to this practice. I want to invite you, if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, to pause and take 5 minutes to dive into some journaling. Take a stab at it. Just let the writing go where it goes, even if it goes to, I don't get it and I'm annoyed. Or if it drifts into that thing that person did to you last week, or wanders into your to-do list. Just let your writing go where it will, recording whatever stream of consciousness that floats to the surface. I'll count on you to pause here if you choose to and take 5 minutes of your time. After that, spend another couple minutes thinking about things you want to think about going forward, write about going forward. I've found that even staring out the window and just appreciating nature for a little while is a great way to prompt some new things to write about and encourage nourishment of that deepest part of the self. I want to invite you to one more exercise around writing. There's a letter campaign that's going on for the kids of Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. Our kids at Missing Peace, as well as the adults that gathered, did some drawings and letters of support. And I'd like to invite you all to do the same. If you're not sure what to write, you can keep it brief. Let them know we are with them, advocating for them, and bearing witness to the tragedy they've suffered. Let them know you care, even if you can't imagine their grief. Let them know you are praying, but also dreaming and hoping for and working toward a world where they can feel safe again. They shouldn't live in fear. None of our kids should. And they're not alone. We stand with them as parents, as citizens, and humanity wants better. If you're interested in participating in the letter writing campaign, this is not a political campaign. This is not about guns or where anybody stands on that. What it's about is some kids who've been through a lot and a way to love them, even from a distance. I'm going to go ahead and put an address in the comments of this after I'm done recording, and if you would like to add your letters and cards to ours, you're invited to do so. Otherwise, I just want to invite you to join us again next week. For the Flesh and Live experience, we'll be playing soccer together, all ages, all abilities, a friendly game at Central Park in Ormond Beach at 10:30 on Sunday. And you can always keep up with what we're doing and where we're gathering at ormondsmissingpeace.com, here on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, or by texting PEACE to 33222. Grace and peace, friends.